Today I'm going to kind of take you through some Twitter facts and history, try to give you an overview of who's getting the most out of Twitter, then kind of walk you through why I think you should have a Twitter account for your insurance agency. Then again, we'll go through how to set up a Twitter profile and then how to synchronize it to your Facebook and LinkedIn page. So Twitter was founded in 2006, mid-July. Currently, they have about 600 employees. They're located in San Francisco. I think it's important to note that they're actually bigger than LinkedIn. They have about 350 million users across the country, worldwide, whereas LinkedIn has about 150 million, and Facebook is approaching that billion number. Right now, Twitter is the #9 website in the world. There's actually a thing called an Alexa ranking that ranks pretty much ranks every website out there. Twitter is ranked #9. Obviously, #1 is Google. #2 is Facebook. Just some kind of basic info there. At the end of the day, guys, Twitter, it's a little different than LinkedIn. It's a little different than Facebook, and we'll go through a profile here in a few minutes. I think it's important you guys understand that they kind of have their own unique model. And the reality is it's a lot simpler than Facebook. It's a lot simpler than LinkedIn. Is it the perfect technology for an insurance agent who's trying to sell products? Not directly, no. The answer is no. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't be using it. As most of you guys know, the search engines now have what's called that social activity ranking, where your website gets affected by the types of activity you have socially. And Google is looking at Twitter. They want you to have a Twitter account. So if anyone asks me, Ken, should I set up a Twitter account? The answer is absolutely yes, do it today. Don't wait any longer. On the flip side, you don't have to be a Twitter zealot. What you can do is you can actually set it up, make it look nice, and then just bind it to your Facebook page so that when you're posting on Facebook, it's automatically posting on Twitter, and you don't actually have to ever visit Twitter. But it just kind of that accomplishes what I'm telling you. It gets you that virtual activity. Right now Twitter is really great for celebrities, for sports figures. I'm sure if you guys watch the news at night or you watch maybe ESPN or anything like that, under everyone's name, you now see their Twitter address. And the reason is Twitter really works great with iPhones and handhelds. And, there are people that are really into it. And when they follow people, they just have those what are called tweets go right to their handheld so they can be connected on what's going on. Again, doesn't work great for somebody who's selling a physical product. Better for people that are kind of selling their brand, if that makes sense. Again, there is some limitations on what you can do for it if it was all you were using. But again, like I said, it's part of the puzzle. It's another doorway you can have out there that people can find when they're Googling you. Today was actually the first day I logged into my Twitter account in months. But I'm actually posting on it every day. And that's because, like I said, I have it all binded together. It's efficient. It's still allowing me to be active, and it's kind of creating the big picture. So what I'm going to do over the next 10 minutes here is kind of take you through setting up a profile, showing you how to make it look nice, and then how to bind it to Facebook. And I'm beyond positive that that's worth quite a bit because there's people that charge big money to do that. So what you want to do is you want to go to twitter.com. And what you want to do is kind of fill out these 3 boxes, new to Twitter, right? And you'll see it says it wants it wants you to put in a full name, an email, and a password. When they ask for full name, I want you to type in your company name if possible. So I'm actually setting up a profile for a new social media management client, and I'm going to kind of do it together here. So her company is Georgia Medicare, so we're going to put that in. We're going to put the email address in, and we're going to kind of create a password here real quick. And the actual initial setup should be very simple, to be honest. So you go in. It'll validate all those things, the company name, the email address, the password. You click Create an Account, okay? And one thing that I always suggest is, to have everything ready when you're going in. So one thing Twitter is going to do is they're going to obviously send an email to the address to verify it. That's something you want to do. But the first steps are to click on this little gear up here and click the drop-down arrow and click Edit Profile. Okay, and there's pretty much 4 little things you want to have in. The name, which ends up actually becoming your web address, so keep that in mind. You certainly want to put in, where the firm is located. Okay, and again, I really should have a headset phone. It's hard to kind of type. You want to put, obviously, your web address in. Bear with me, guys. And I'm going to go through a few tips here in a second as I get through this basic setup. Now, you'll see that there are kind of 2 photos we can put in. I always suggest you have what's called the mini photo. So I'm going to go in here and click Change Photo and then find the logo she wanted to use on the page. So I've selected it. You can kind of move it around to center it by just clicking on it. Hit Save. Then for the bio, you want to just kind of keep it pretty simple. I'm just going to put Georgia Medicare Solutions. You just want it to kind of explain to the user what you focus on, and then you hit the Save Changes button. So if I now click on Georgia Medicare up here in the upper left, this is what my page is going to look like to the consumer. Again, it's simple. It's not as crazy as Facebook was. It's not as complicated as LinkedIn. But you got the main logo. You got, obviously, the web address, Georgia Medicare Solutions. So I have to fix that, a little bit of a typo. But that's kind of what the basic look's going to be. And what you can do is you can click the drop-down and click on Settings. And you can really do a lot of things over here. You'll see on the left there's quite a few design capabilities. So if I click on Design, I can actually change the background to maybe more of a purple, or I can actually put an image in there if I wanted to. Again, I'm just kind of fooling around real quick here, but you can see how easy it kind of can be if you put a little time in to make it kind of look nice. But my point is that really what we're trying to do is just get a basic profile set up so that, again, we're creating some activity, we're driving people to our websites, and we're putting ourselves in a position, we're putting ourselves in a position to get a little bit more activity. So first question that kind of came in that said, hey, wait a minute, I have a Twitter account, but it's personal. How do I set up one for my business? Well, you have 2 options. One, you can create a whole new account using a different email address. That's the key. All Twitter accounts are based off emails, so you can't have 2 accounts with the same email. So you can use a new email address, set one up for your company, or you can go into your personal one and try to change it up for your business. It's really up to you. So once you have that basic account set up, what you want to do is you want to stay logged in. You want to stay logged in to Twitter, and you want to go to Facebook, and you want to go to your page and click on Edit Page and click on Update Info. And over here on the left, you are going to see a Resources tab. Okay, so if I click on that, you will see a new selection come up, and we want to click Link Your Page to Twitter. Okay, so if you click that, and this may take a second here because I have a few pages I'm an admin on. The next step is to obviously find your page. So let's see if we can find this page. I apologize. I have a lot of pages on here I've created over the years. Maybe I wasn't the best example to use. Let's see if we can find it. Bear with me, guys. I apologize. Okay, so anyway, it's not really relevant if I can find it. The next step, once you find it, we'll just assume it's, I'll just use this as an example. You would click Link to Twitter. And what that would do is it would actually link your profile from Facebook to Twitter. It's really very easy. The key is, again, to just go into your page and to click the Edit Profile, Resources, and then Link to Twitter, and link your page to Twitter. And what that'll do, guys, is when you're posting on Facebook, it will then automatically post that information to the to the Twitter page, creating kind of dual content and satisfying the activity ranking what the search engines are looking for. And that way, if you have people that are really into Twitter, they may connect with you there. If you have other people who are really into you on Facebook, they may connect to you there. But the key is you're not wasting an incredible amount of time trying to post to both pages. You're just posting on Facebook, and it's going to both, and it's satisfying both. And that's something that I do for my companies. It's efficient. It makes sense. It's simple. And I think the key is we don't really know where Twitter's going. There's been a lot of talk that LinkedIn is trying to buy them. That could shift things colossally. That really could shake things up in the social media world, because we're talking about 500 million people who use both. So that's what I'm always nervous about for my company. Again, people always ask me, what do I like? Do I like LinkedIn? Do I like Facebook? I don't like any of them. I just do what makes me money. I do what people pay attention to, and I think that's the safest attitude to have. So I guess my point is I try to pay attention to stuff that other people do pay attention to, and I think it would be foolish to ignore Twitter because you just don't know where it's going. So do what I do. Set up a simple profile, link it to Facebook, and in a year if something big happens, hey, at least you are already active for a year, and you'll be able to change and nimbly survive the change. I know that may sound crazy to some of you guys. What do you mean survive this stuff? But I don't think some of you realize how big these companies have become. I mean, these are just giant. You can't even imagine how big they are. And they are shaping the way the Internet's going to be for the next 5 years, that's for sure. So, guys, hopefully this was helpful. I'm going to put it on YouTube in a few minutes. It may be good to kind of re-watch it, especially when you're trying to set up your profile. Again, those of you that have social media management, we've already set that up for you. But I think the key is again, efficiency, bind it with Facebook, and that will really help what you're doing. And hey, if you want to take it to the next level and post every day on Twitter uniquely, go ahead. Maybe you have a different strategy with actually have different followers, and it can work differently, certainly in the industry. So, guys, I appreciate your time. I'm going to put this on YouTube in a few minutes. It does take me about an hour to format it, and certainly have it available to you. Thanks again, and have a great day.